DraftKings is out with their latest Q1 earnings, which showed that sports betting companies' revenue increased over 50% year over year. For more about how the ever-growing sports betting market is doing, DraftKings CEO Jason Robins joins us now. Jason, it's great to see you, and thanks so much for joining us here on Yahoo Finance Catalyst. First and foremost, we got to walk through the quarter here and just get a sense of what was really driving this first quarter revenue growth of 53%. What was the catalyst for that?
I think it was a lot of different things. Virtually across the board, our KPIs was up. Customer retention was stronger than expected. Spend per player was stronger than expected. And really, customer acquisition performed incredibly well. So it was across the board.
Across the board here, and you really think about the environment that DraftKings is seeing right now, and especially as we get into some of the launches that you've seen most recently, sportsbooks in Vermont, North Carolina, efficient customer acquisition as well. Where are some of the regions that you've got on the docket this year for potentially being greenlit that could help DraftKings' business story here moving forward, especially going into an election year where, betting is going to be on the ballot?
You know, it's hard to say. Definitely think we'll get a few bills done this year, but I don't know that we'll get quite as many as we did last year. But, you know, I think right now a lot of states, because of the election year, sometimes that slows things down a little bit on the legislation front. That said, we're right now in the heart of legislative season. A lot of states are still in session, and it's super hard to predict. We'll see. Hopefully we'll get a few over the line this year.
And you think about the customer acquisition costs here. How has that continue to move forward compared to years past, where you've been in those cycles where you're welcoming on more users to the platform, but at the same time trying to retain them against some of your other competitors?
Well, really, you know, for us, customer acquisition's never been better. We had about a 40% year-over-year decline in our cost of acquisition, our CAC, in April. So, you know, as efficient, I think, as I can recall it being since we launched Sportsbook. And that continues to be the case as May starts as well. So really seeing strong performance now on the customer acquisition side. And I think in many ways, having more focus on the market, even sometimes more competition, actually helps customer acquisition because it brings more people into the industry.
What are you seeing in the current quarter right now as it pertains to the playoffs that we find ourselves in right now for the NBA, plus the Stanley Cup run-up as well here, and how that is passing through to DraftKings?
Well, this is a great time of year for us. You know, NBA and NHL playoffs really spark a lot of interest. We have baseball in full swing. You know, golf majors, a lot of them happen in the, coming months. Masters obviously already occurred. So lots of good stuff. You know, combat sports have been great. We've had some great fights. The Tyson fight is coming up towards the end of the quarter. So really a fantastic sport calendar. And we also have the Euros this year and you know, the IPL, so a lot of different things going on that I think will be new and exciting for customers to bet on, and a lot of the old favorites as well.
Yeah. You mentioned the Tyson fight. Of course, Tyson going to be fighting one of the Paul brothers, and I mean, now this is an official sanctioned fight that is going to go on the records here. How much of a lift are you expecting now that it is an official fight? Not that it wasn't before, but now that it's going to go on somebody's record, both.
Well, that's everything, because I mean, that's a key factor in us being allowed by regulators to take bets on the event. So really a big, I think, turn that it got sanctioned. I think that's wonderful for the sport, but also really great for DraftKings and for our customers.
Yeah, we're running short on time, and I got to hustle to my finish. Going to try and squeeze in two real quick. First and foremost, as you think about your media partners that you've had historically, some of them now announcing their own product. I'm thinking about ESPN as well. What does that mean for the relationship between DraftKings and ESPN and Disney?
Well, we have a great relationship with ESPN and Disney. We continue to buy advertising from them. Obviously, they felt it was important to do a particular type of deal, and we're very supportive of that. We also have a great relationship with Penn. We have deals with many states, so lots of interweaving between different companies in the ecosystem. And I think, same thing across all our partners. We have great relationships with all of our partners.
All right, now what about casino games? There's a lot of talk about that being part of the strategy going forward as well here. What type of additive do you believe that could be for DraftKings business?
I think that's a huge point of upside that not enough people really realize. That we're in 11% of the country population-wise now for iGaming. That's still almost 90% remaining. So tons of upside there, and I think that's actually a larger market even than sports betting.
Are you able to quantify that?
Well, what we put out there in the past is that we believe at full legalization, iGaming can represent north of a $40 billion revenue opportunity.